We are here to share with you Heartbeats. We appreciate everybody's patience as we worked through some technical issues, and also we have heard that there are some delays out about town with buses and traffic due to various events happening in the city. So folks will be filtering in throughout the afternoon. Good thing it's a 3-hour show, Eilish. Good thing.
All right, so Nicole Bird, Hinyu Dikyang, Goke Jad, Hakithka Hinyu Dikyang. My name is Nicole Bird. My ancestral name is Golden Spruce.
Welcome everybody, my name is Eilish Courtney. I'm a president of the Irish Women's Network, but also a member of Ceól Abú, the musicians, and part of Heartbeat for a good number of years now, and really honoured to be here with you all sharing this time and this what I know will be a wonderful, wonderful event.
It will. It really will. It's going to be a memory-making evening. So to get us started in a good way by acknowledging the space and the place where Heartbeats is taking place today, I would love to have good friend of Carnegie Indigenous Programs and Heartbeat, Mary Point of the Musqueam Nation, come and do the amazingness things that she does.
Siem, Haichka, Tanisia, Haichka, Golden Spruce Woman, and Eilish. Each while, Asiem Nasiea, hello friends and relatives, and the Mary Point, Tanitsanach Musqueam. My name is Mary Point, and I'm from Musqueam. Ia to E, Kamkamalaf. Ichla Hakkape, Ichla Pakals, Huayhue, Sanag, Komamkin, Tachwamatst, Humasquim Af, Tamath. In the language of my ancestors, I let you know today we are sitting and gathered in the Musqueam village of Kamkamalath, the place of the broadleaf maple, and to the east, Hakkape, a place where we gathered cedar, and to the west, Pakals, the place of the great white rock, and Huayhue, place of ceremony, Sanag, place to gather clams, Komamkin, the boggy place. These are just local places, walking distance from here, places where our families would gather together and celebrate who they are with one another, share culture, share meals, share ceremony, a place we would call Tachwamatst, our home here on Shomasquim Af Tamath in Musqueam land. It's also a place known as a shared territory today, because my ta'a, Cholecholet, one who laughs a lot, comes from the Squamish Nation across the way. And our families in the George and Thomas families from the Tsleil-Waututh, the people of the inlet, used to reside over on our side of the water and were moved over to the inlet, separated from us by government decision makers. But still, we are all one family. So we've agreed this is officially a shared territory, and we don't dispute whose land we're on. But I welcome you on behalf of my family, and my family happens to be from Musqueam on my father's side. And on my mother's side, my mother, Margaret Mary Clenahan, hails from a village called Ballinderry in the north of Ireland, just outside Belfast. And I've been there many times to her land, which has been in the family since the 1300s. A nice little stone farmhouse, of which there are many over there in that part of the world. And I love hearing all the connections to the land and the stories and the language and the extension of family. And because I feel the same way when I'm here with our Musqueam family and our connections deeply rooted into the history of this earth, this place. Our ancestors and our stories are rooted here. Our Musqueam creation story is that our first ancestors descended from the sky wrapped in clouds. And a teacher named Charles came among us and realized not all of us were meant to be humans. So he transformed some of us into rocks and trees and flowers and fish and birds, etc. So that is why we always say we are the land and the land is us. We're very connected to this place. And when I went over to Ireland for the very first time, I won't say when, I was a child, but it was decades ago, the very first time I sat there. But the very first time and every time, when the plane tips and I can see the farms below, and when I step off the plane and put my feet on those lands, I feel connected there as well. And it's something about our collective history that where there was an attempt to eradicate our connection to the land. I think this has stopped working, so I'm going to put it down. Our connection to the land is who we are. Our history is written in the earth. We're connected to one another through our stories, through our songs, through our oral histories. And I love that. I think there's a reason why my mom, who came over here on a one-year teaching contract, fell in love with my dad. They wouldn't have said that it was because of the same colonial impacts on their history, but I think there are commonalities in the roots of who we are that drew them together and made their relationship so strong. So with that being said, I'm so pleased. Last year I had to go straight to another event from here, but today I'm able to stick around. So I'm going to start us off with a song that comes from my great uncle Dominic Point, his traditional name Tiach Thet. Tiach Thet and my great grandfather Manette and their family, my grandfather Salsamkin, my father, all of us hail from a village in Musqueam called Quoyah. And for those of you who are from the Lower Mainland, the new name for that place is Gary Point in Steveston. So renamed by Captain Vancouver, who, like the Spanish before them, just came through renaming our lands after their friends and compadres. But we know who we are, and we know where we've always lived. And so this song comes from Quoyah. It's our Musqueam paddle song. It's a song that we sing when we're entering a new community to let people know we're coming with good intentions. It's a song that we sing when we're standing in community to share a little bit about who we are. And it's a song that we sing at the beginning of any new journey, a wedding, a funeral, a graduation, or to celebrate this journey that Heartsbeat comes together, sharing of culture. We're in this time of reconciliation and learning, so I love that these two cultures have come together to share. And I fully expect those who know this song to join in with me, this song of the land to honor this beautiful day. So I'll sing it a couple of times just to make sure everyone gets in on the action and gets all warmed up for a night of singing and dancing and shenanigans.
full. My heart is full to be standing with each and every one of you. And as this evening of fun and laughter and songs and sharing begins, I raise my hands to each and every one of you. And the reason why I do that is because I feel lifted up to be joining with you tonight, and I want to lift you up in return. Thank you. God bless you.
I think now we're going to have a few words from Jamie.
Sure, yeah.
Thank you.
Are we back on? Oh, we are. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome here. Thank you for joining us here on the unceded ancestral territory of the Musqueam and the Squamish and the Tsleil-Waututh. I love this event. I love this partnership between Ceól Abú and lexwst'í, our Carnegie Indigenous drum group, and the Irish drum group. Thanks through some incredible work from Eilish and Nicole and folks at UBC Exchange and a million other people who put their blood, sweat, and tears into getting this kind of stuff off the ground. And that we get to have it inside of our Heart of the City Festival, which is 2 full weeks of tons of free and readily accessible cultural and artistic events here on the downtown east side to celebrate the many, many great artists we have down here. So welcome on behalf of Carnegie and the City of Vancouver. I get to do the very important housekeeping of telling you that although we strove very hard to have our first floor bathroom renovation complete before you folks got here, if anybody's worked with contractors before, you'll understand that getting them to stick to a deadline is near impossible. So we missed that deadline, unfortunately, but we still do have bathrooms on the 2nd and 3rd floor, so if you need to use the restrooms, please feel free to do that. Elevators right outside the door here. So with that housekeeping out of the way, I renew my just deep appreciation for both of the cultures here, and I look forward to a wonderful evening of celebration. Thanks, everybody.
I'd now like to introduce the Consul General of Ireland, Cathy Geagon. So Cathy was appointed as Ireland's Consul General to Western Canada just over a year ago, and that includes BC, Alberta, the Yukon, and Northwest Territories, a huge area, but no better woman to be doing it. Cathy previously served as Deputy Director of the Cultural Unit in Dublin, working on cultural diplomacy and the enrichment of cultural programming across Ireland's mission network. And then before joining the Foreign Service, she worked extensively on the promotion of peace and reconciliation in the island of Ireland through North-South programs. The Irish community is really delighted to have someone with her skills and experience leading the consulate here. And I invite her now to say a few words.
I'm going to take the short person's microphone. Hello everybody, I'm delighted to see so many people here today, and hello to the people who are joining online as well, because I know a lot of people who can't be here physically really care about Heartsbeat. I am, as Irish said, thank you for that lovely introduction, the Consul General of Ireland here in Western Canada. And I was so excited to hear about this group, which has been in place now for 5 years, I think. And the connection between the Consulate of Ireland and the Carnegie Centre is really important because just as you have heard from Mary and you heard from Jamie, we are standing here today, and I have moved to Canada and now live and work and spend all of my time on the unceded and ancestral territories of the Musqueam, Squamish and Tsleil-Waututh nations. And for me, that is something that obviously I say and I acknowledge, but I feel it and I'm aware of it all of the time. As a person who grew up on a farm, who is very connected to the land and cares deeply about the land and where I come from, I am very, very aware of the people who have been the custodians of this land from time immemorial. And every time I walk out my front door and I start going towards work, and I'm going towards extraordinary snow-capped mountains that the sun is shining, I've literally seen whales and fish leaping out of the water, this beautiful bounty emptiest place, I always think about the people who are from here. And so it's incredibly powerful for me, and I have said this before, when I first heard about Heartsbeat, the thing that struck me so much about the connection that's being made is you could not have picked a better name. Because here we have a group, lexwst'í, whose name means always singing, and a group whose name means music forever. Ceól Abú means music forever in Ireland. You've put these two groups together and you create something that you've named after the sound of what keeps us alive, Heartsbeat. And when you are here today and listening to these stories and listening to the music, and I hope you enjoy them, but I hope it makes you remember that we have so much more that connects us than separates us, and these are very difficult times in the world. And what is being created here is really powerful, and our music, sharing our stories, sharing our food, these are really meaningful, connecting things, and I'm delighted to be a part of it. So on behalf of the team at the Consulate and the Government of Ireland, thank you very much to everybody who is involved in this. Thank you so much to both of the groups and the performers. Thank you to Jamie and to Nicole for all of the work that you do and for putting this together, and I really hope you enjoy Heartsbeat. Thank you.
Is there an introduction to the video, or does it just go on? The film is next. So my sidekick has just walked back in now, thankfully, because is there an introduction? Are you going to do it to the video? Yes. Okay, and here's Nicole.
How about everyone? Just running around, counting my steps. Okay. So, this film, which I believe many of you may have already seen, has finally gone through its edits, all of its creative processes, and it's finalized and ready to be shown. And it is a pretty amazing film because it shows how Heartsbeat came to be. And in the past, I had with me not only Eilish, but I had Susie with me as well. And Susie is one of the reasons why we are actually moving forward with Heartsbeat, because Susie now lives in Ireland, and she's the connection for us even more so now. So we're able to be connected to amazing folks over in Ireland, and we're also able to be connected to amazing folks here in Vancouver. And Susie sent a little message to share with all of you today, and Andy will cue up Susie's message, and we'll watch our message, and then we'll just head straight into the film. And it gives a brief history around Heartsbeat. Thank you, everyone.
Hi everyone, delighted to be sending this short video message just to wish everybody a happy Heartsbeat. It is so wonderful that Heartsbeat continues and has done over all these years, and that's just a credit to everyone involved, Nicole, Eilish, Blake, everyone in lexwst'í, Ceól Abú, the community in the downtown east side, and all the organisations that have been involved in making this this event what it is today, and one that continues to grow in strength, and that's just a real feat, you know. And I think events like this are more important than ever right now in bringing cultures together and to share in traditions, but also to mark what makes us unique. And I just think that's really wonderful. So I hope everyone has a really fabulous night tonight, or day. Might be in the daytime by the time you get this. But I'm thinking of you all. I miss you all. You are all in my heart often, and I think about the downtown east side all the time. And just hoping everybody is keeping well, and looking forward to the future of Heartsbeat.
This is made out of alakai. So far I've made 3 different drums. basically the same way they've been done throughout time.
Hello! Welcome to Heartbeat Year 4. We're thrilled that you're joining us.
That happens in Vancouver's downtown east side, which celebrates the shared traditions of drumming, dance and storytelling between Indigenous and Irish cultures. This includes the lexwst'í Drum Group, who are a group of Indigenous and non-Indigenous drummers from the Carnegie Community Centre Cultural Sharing Programme, and Ceól Abú, a group of local Irish traditional musicians.
Haida Losses, DeLong Elf Quatlagan, Nicole Bird, Hinu Decam. Hello everyone, hello good people. I am so honored to be able to be here to share with you today Heartbeats with my co-host Susie.
While we celebrate shared traditions, Heartbeat is about honouring and respecting each other's distinct cultures in caring and careful ways. We are mindful in organising this event that the history and legacy of the encounter between Indigenous and Irish people has been mixed, and the triumph of Irish communities over the suffering and discrimination they faced on the shores of Ireland and elsewhere must be balanced against the role they've played and continue to play as settlers in the dispossession of Indigenous people and their lands. So thank you for being here, and seatbelts on. It's going to be a wonderful event, jam-packed. Okay, over to lexwst'í.
Hello everyone, it's me, Nicole, again. I changed. So, I'm very honored. This is with lexwst'í in front of you.
I was interested in Irish drumming because one of my grandfathers is Irish.
4 years ago, Eilish, who has been involved with the Learning Exchange for a number of years, and Blake, who is an international award-winning barrel player, began running barrel workshops to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. These workshops are a space to learn about the history of the Irish hand drum and how to play it, and regularly turn into a musical exchange as folks bring their own cultural drum and share their own stories and songs.
And one of our patrons, Isaac, who's from Haida Gwaii, we were chatting, and I turned to Isaac and I was like, oh, this is the barrel, this is our Irish drum. And Isaac was like, oh, your drum looks like my drum. And it was just in that one sentence that we realized that, there was a story to tell here.
Isaac then connected myself, Eilish and Blake to the Cultural Sharing Programme and to Nicole, who is the Indigenous Programmes Coordinator at the Carnegie Community Centre.
Nicole and Susie and their staff all have the same energy in their input and output of cultural sharing. I thought they'd make a good team. And they have. Still are.
I know the Boston Celtics. That was about it.
When we had the Irish Consulate coming, I thought that was great to get our leaders together to come to a better understanding of our culture.
Hello, peace community. On behalf of the Office of the Consulate General of Ireland in Vancouver, I would like to congratulate all concerned on the hosting of this year's Downtown Eastside Heart of the City Festival.
So I want to show this off, okay? So this is my drum case, and this case was gifted to me by friends at Musqueam, and I'm very honoured to have this as the case that holds my barrel.
I said that in Irish traditional music, the bodhrán is the heartbeat of Celtic music. And then, I think it was Sam, said, well, in our culture, it is the heartbeat of Mother Earth. And from that short discussion, a visualization of the concept, the distinctive drums, and yet the unity in terms of the sense of purpose and music and the rhythm and the power of the drum.
When the Irish sing that fast song, I'm wanting to dance. Do the jig.
When we think of different cultures and their music and their traditions, there are actually a lot of similarities. There's more similarities than differences. And I think the community have really appreciated that too.
The downtown east side has a stigma and stereotype within the media around many people being drug addicts, many people passing away from the opioid crisis. Also, Indigenous people in the downtown east side deal with racism and stereotypes constantly.
Yeah, there's a lot of forgotten people, and other people need to be reminded that they're here, right? I mean, just a few blocks down here, it's all these people, and they're all forgotten, right? And it's not their fault. It's not their fault at all.
I'm a residential school product. From there, I got messed up on Skid Row down here. I remember one of my own people, he brought me to BC Place, and all of a sudden I heard that big noise. Drum. Yeah. I seen my people marching out, drumming. And I started crying. I was so powerful that it made me cry. Until the drum came into my life, when I heard it at the BC Place, that was what was missing. My cultural way and the protocols of my people. So it kind of, since then I've been on a very strong healing process. I'll be sober for 30 years coming October 17th. It'll match my Skid Row days. So there's a power. There's a lot of power in this. This is a song I wrote in Nisga'a language. It's a thank you song for all the people that have come to join in the event. It isn't all yet so safe, this will fly by so sad.
You know, the downtown east side is filled with folks from all across the world and like many different backgrounds and many different cultures.
So with Heartsbeat, we were able to bring that into the spotlight with a positive outlook. We were able to show the talents, the cultures, the ancestry, the oral tradition, all the pieces of which are really important to Indigenous peoples.
And a lot of our expressions are through art, our spiritual beliefs, our politics, and stories of our everyday life is spoken through artwork.
In our families, in our culture, in the Nisga'a Nation, it's the father's side of the family, my dad's side of the family. Their first duties to me as I was being born, literally being born, is to catch me. And their first duty is to catch me with a blanket. As a child, your first response from your family, your dad's side of the family, is to be blanketed by a baby blanket, say by your grandmother's or whoever is made by that side of the family. So when you look at within your life, your lifetime, every time that you bring out a blanket, it tells a story of where you've been. If I were to walk around today, as many of you would walk around with many layers of blankets. When you look at your life and where everything that you've gone through in your life, you have the ability to go back to and always, always, always remember where you came from.
My mother and I are also hereditary chiefs in waiting. We've been waiting for our positions. As it turns out, I've been looking towards the Irish people actually to look towards how they do their cultural distinctions, because those are passage of rights that our cultural groups have slowly lost and forgotten.
It is a good musical event, but there's lots of great musical events out there. The importance is how we as communities come together and how people who wouldn't normally necessarily work together or participate or be involved in a shared experience, how they come together.
Before you is the lexwst'í drum group, and we are from the Carnegie Community Centre in the downtown east side. Out of year one Heartsbeats formed a desire from the people that were part of the drumming group to continue. So our group continued, and we were known just as the Cultural Sharing Group. And in consultation with the Musqueam Language School, we were able to really embrace the name lexwst'í, which is a Hochmela word that means always singing. So we had a feast, we acknowledged it, we went through the protocols, and we gifted. So many people received gifts that night.
The members of Ceól Abú, we were invited to the witnessing ceremony. That sort of inspired me to think about a sort of a similar name, but in the Gaelic language. And I thought about what it might be, and Ceól is music, and Abú means forever.
I was curious to see, was there a similar ceremony that would have happened in Ireland like pre-Christian times? So we modified it for how we could do it between members of Ceól Abú and lexwst'í, and that was the acknowledgement ceremony, and part of that in tradition was to light a fire. So yeah, it was just kind of a small way to kind of acknowledge the relationship that's being created between our two groups.
Heartsbeats started with an idea from an Indigenous elder and has just blossomed into this community event that is looked forward to every single year.
And it was just magical. It was the impact and the power of the drum between two cultures that have so much to offer each other. And it has just grown from that to where it is today.
Because play music really brings people together. There's so many different cultures in downtown Eastside that needs to be expressed. And music is the way to do it, because music involves everybody's personal feelings that are allowed to come out through the music.
the history of Heartsbeats. So again, my hands are raised in appreciation to Susie for being such a wonderful Heartsbeat partner for all the many years, and now she's all the way across on the other side of the world, but we're still connected. And as you can see in the room, we have Ceól Abú with us today, and we have lexwst'í with us today. And throughout the rest of the evening, we're going to have parallels. So we are going to have West Coast Indigenous dancing, we'll have Irish dancing, we have an amazing Indigenous storyteller, an amazing Irish storyteller, another amazing Irish storyteller, and a special guest all the way in from Ireland. And we also have, we're going to be taking a little break before lexwst'í and Ceól Abú perform, and we're going to be handing out a beautiful box, nourishment box that has Indigenous and Irish foods. So that will be coming shortly, and Colleen and crew are going to do an amazing job of getting that out to all of you. But I'll give you a little behind the scenes. There's bannock, and there is Kerrygold, Dubliner cheese, there is double smoked salmon, there's fruits, and a lovely assortment. So we really wanted to have this evening show all the parallels of amazingness that have come out of our collaboration. So with that being said, we're moving into our dance portion, and I would love to welcome up the Urban Haida dance group.
Sorry for the tardiness. My name is Geagon. I come from the Slinglonus clan in Old Massett. My mother, her name is Ceól Abú. She's also a Slinglonus clan member. My great-grandmother's name is Ceól Abú, also from Port Clements in Old Massett. My cousin Nicole is actually blood to us. It's my mom's sister's oldest daughter. So, how for you? I see another Haida person there, and I say, hello, uncle, hello, God. For all those who are not aware of the West Coast attire, this is what a hereditary chief in the old days would look like. And for the most part, I take my shoes off because those hereditary chiefs need respect as well as our ancestors. Wearing our regalia shares that respect to the ancestors. So I take my feet and socks and shoes off for them. After our performance, I'll change. Just a heads up for everybody in media. After we're finished our performance, I would like not any questions given to us because we have a regalia on, it's sacred. Any business outside of what we do, please wait until we finish changing. Aside from that, this is my cousin Roger, we call him Good. He's also a clan member of another clan in Massett.
From the Joseph clan. My Haida name is not Gowan. And from Old Massett. My mom is Judy Smith. My nanny is Louise Smith. Yeah, I come from Eagle Crest.
So what I'd like to do is I want to less dialogue on this go around. I've done this before with the Consulate, and they're very generous by inviting us back once again. Just recently we did come back home from Massett. We had some family time there, and our family was in mourning for a year because one of our close members had passed. Now his time is 1 year over. We're allowed to put our regalias back on. We're allowed to celebrate. So this is actually the first time I got to put my regalia on for over a year. It really feels good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. But I'd like to share one of those spirit songs with you folks so that you understand we need to speak to the spirits before we do our part of business in Potlatch. We would sing spirit songs to kind of draw the spirits to us so that they were dancing and singing with us because we share the same language when we speak our tongues. And one of our great people who taught us at such a young age always told us, learn some of your language so that when you go to the next world, at least you can speak to your people. So again, I just want to sing a spirit song, and after I'm finished, I'll let my cousin Roger take over and he'll sing a song as well. Okay? So our next song, because we have hereditary chiefs in our house and political people in our house, respectfully, we are on different territory. This is not our territory. Out of respect from our clients as well as the Haida, we'd like to share a chief's dance that we share with another cultural group of Port Simpson. It's a peace chief dance. My cousin and my mom and my other cousin are going to sing this together, and I'm going to dance it for those lost people, as well as for the new people and the Irish people and every good person that's in here that supported us and took their time out of the day to understand and learn more of our culture. So we'll finish this, and then my cousin Roger will take over.
Oh,
neutral, being a good human being. And so, we have another song that my cousin likes to share. It's usually what our Highland people, we love greeting, we love celebrating. And we call this song Greeting the Day. In fact, I love singing the song because every time I wake up, it just shows me how grateful we are to have the opportunity to breathe oxygen and be a human being on this earth, share our humanity with everyone else. So I'll let my cousin Roger sing his beautiful song. So, it's nice that I have an opportunity to stand on the same stage with my mom. And I know my mom's been working quite hard and she's been quite tired lately, so I don't want to put pressure on her. But without this person in my life, I really wouldn't be standing here. So, I just got to say thank you. I usually ask my mom to sing because I know she loves singing this one song, but I might want to put it on there. Yeah.
I just want to say hello. I just like to congratulate our doggy and our auntie here. So much for the heart of the city again. My couple was adopted into the Swing Lanas a few years ago, and we are so very fortunate and very grateful for your work, Antina, for so many years, of dedication and that. And I think this is going to be one of our last time. I didn't even know. I just left work, be over here. That's it. But to the elders here too, I just really enjoy all singing, dancing to our neighbors in Ireland, and again for allowing us to do this work here. To our auntie, it's really hard to see, our Auntie Mary, our elder Auntie Mary, for always just being there for all of us and that. This is my nanny, my nanny Ellie Agnes, who I was raised by. This was one of her favorite songs, and that is sung in very many different ways and that. And I would like to do a travel song for you, for the ones that have traveled here, but to safely travel home and that. And it's our travel song and that. So I had to push that mic away because I have a longhouse voice and that. So they may hear me in my village. But like my son said, we just came back from Hawaii over a week ago and that. And this is one of the songs, I don't know if many of you have heard about at the Golden Spruce. Yeah. That is at my nanny Awi Agnes's territory at Geagon. Her name was Ceól Abú, and I received Ceól Abú, which means Golden Spruce Woman. And now we pass it on to our beautiful, amazing niece here, Nicole. So she carries, you can only have it 5 times in your life and that. So this came from the grandmother to me, and now her and my granddaughter, oldest granddaughter, will carry it now. So I say this because when we were at home, I got to sing to where the Golden Spruce was. It was chopped down many years ago and that, and we still is mourn that loss of her because she was a very significant part of who we as Musqueam are, and plus to the rest of the High people too. It was a great loss, but I get to go home and I get to sing this song to her, and wherever her spirit is, and that she'll never be forgotten in that. So it's a travel song. I got different songs in my head. I'm very excited. Way hey yo.
Spontaneously, and usually it just goes like this, right? This is how much we would like to rely on each other, because it just shows us how much fun we can really have instead of having so much structure. I mean, Potlatch was very designed structurally. Well, look where we are. We're not in Potlatch. We're not at home. We're in the city of Vancouver. There are some rules that are going to be bent, some rules that are going to be flexed in a different way that look really not good. I guess we would call it taboo. So moving forward, I just needed to share that because a lot of our regalia pieces, these are cultural items. We don't put them on a wall, okay? We use these every day. This is just like you putting your socks on, brushing your teeth, wearing a t-shirt, same thing for us. So that's why I shared that knowledge about our cultural pieces with interviews after the fact. You just gotta keep that spirit pure. Our Tunisi relies on us to be pure. So with that, I'm gonna ask my cousin if he's up for one more.
Like your other choice.
One more. I mean, do you folks mind if we share one more song? So some of the highs that are in the crowd, I can see. I know some neighbors, Nishka, Simchan, Trinket. You know, all of us sing songs together, so if you do know the songs, chant with us. If you don't know, hum with us. But this is usually part of our celebration in Potlatch time. The fellow that created this song loved to celebrate, part of the Weir family. We have blood ties to the Weirs. We are allowed to share this song, and if somebody does have something to say about it, we'll chat after on a personal level because it's a sacred notion. The songs that we do share and carry, some of them are neutral, where all nations can sing it, and some of them are just Haida. Okay, so that poor Simpson Chief song, it was a share from the Tsimshian people. So with respect, they can give us yes and a no, but when we're in the same room, we have to be neutral, we have to be equal. So moving forward, I'd like to share that song with my cousins. We love singing this song. It's usually when the kids get to dance and play. Usually the old kids get a little giddy. It just makes me feel good. Like I'm pretty excited.
Let's give another round of applause for the Urban Haida dancers. Good to see you again. And I'm now going to be passing the mic over to my co-host, Eilish.
It's like passing the baton. I believe we have some other dancers patiently waiting in the back there. So thank you to Urban Haida, that was fabulous. I enjoyed seeing you before, really enjoy having you again here. We have the O'Brien School of Irish Dance. And this group, led by its director, Mairead O'Brien, the school has been teaching Irish dance in BC for 29 years, starting in Victoria, and now they also have a studio in Ladner. So we're thrilled to have some dancers with us today. So please join me in welcoming the O'Brien School of Irish Dance. Suze. We have the noisy ones now.
Fun fact, this is my daughter.
so much. We are the O'Brien School of Irish Dance, and this will be our last dance for you guys. So thank you so much.
Let's give another round of applause for Wow, that was exhilarating. Amazing. I'm so honored that they took the time to come and spend the afternoon with us. They worked so hard to put together their act, and also they had their own go-around player. Did you see that, Blake?
I did.
Yeah, they incorporated one of the songs into that. So we're going to, as you know, we're running a little behind after starting a little later. What we're going to do now is we're going to play a little bit of music. Andy will get some music on. And we're just going to hand out the nourishment boxes because we know it's heading into dinner time. So we've got an amazing crew that are going to take a few minutes just to hand out the boxes, the Irish Indigenous mix-up, which is pretty cool. And we're going to get those out. Feel free to eat them at your seats. It's a wonderful mix of, as I shared before, bannock, salmon, cheese, fruits, nuts. So that's just going to be for like a couple of minutes, and then we're going to head right into storytelling. And we have the amazing storytellers with us today to continue the parallels. We have Joseph Dandurand with us, back, part of the Carnegie family from the Kwantlen Nation. And we also have Philomena Jordan.
Philomena!
Oh, there you go. And then we'll have a few short words by our new Carnegie family member, Macon Megan. So our family keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So Andy, cue the music, and we're going to have our amazing crew just quickly hand out some boxes. We're going to do this really quick, and we're going to head right into the storytelling. So that gives us a few moments to get the stage set up. So thank you. Coffee and tea in the back if you needed to grab yourselves a little hydration. Otherwise, please enjoy. And we're ready for Joseph. You ready, Joseph? Yep. How are the boxes? So, I'll just share quickly, we had a wonderful gift from the Kitasoo Nation, where Louise is from, of the double smoked salmon. So, it was sent down from up the Klemtu Nation, up the coast. So that's double smoked salmon, and we wanted to ensure that everybody had enough, so everyone got a fillet of double smoked salmon. And then the bannock was made by one of our amazing chefs, assistants, Mary, and they also created a couple of the other items inside the boxes. And one other thing is in there. Oh, the cheese is in there, yes. The Dubliner cheese, which we got at Costco.
I thought I recognized it.
So thank you, Costco. How at Costco. So without further ado, we're going to keep moving along, and we're very, very honored to have back with us again Joseph Dandurand, who we got to know, I'd have to say now, maybe 6 years ago, Joseph?
True.
Is that, Joseph was the Indigenous storyteller in residence for the Vancouver Public Library. And Joseph came to the Carnegie Centre and was doing some sharing during one of our Indigenous program evenings, and then he also even brought an amazing drum workshop with
Darren Charlie.
Darren Charlie. And then our friendship just blossomed. And then actually, we even had the opportunity this past summer to head out to the Kwantlen Nation and spend time within their longhouse, which was just the most exciting out trip in a very long time. Because we were not doing out trips due to COVID for a very long time. So Joseph welcomed us out to his territory, and it was such a lovely, lovely day. We played Slahal. So, without further ado, here's Mr. Joseph Dandurand.
Thank you. Of course, they always bring the poet after the dancers. I was talking to Eilish earlier about how my favorite show on Netflix is The Dairy Girls. Yeah, but I keep. At work the next day, I'll be saying the word "we" quite a bit. Hi, it's me. It's me. Kwantlen, our story is that like the Musqueams. 10,000 years ago, we fell from the sky, and we landed on the island where I live now. The cops are coming for me. And we were told that we're allowed to take the fish from the river, and that I look pretty good for being 10,058 years old, right? Yeah, been around. Anyways, I'll read. This is called The Punishment. They took my mom at age 5, put her on a train to St. Mary's, named after a biblical working girl, one of the missing and murdered of the time then and of the time now. For speaking her own language, Mum was made to work in the kitchen. For bedwetting, she was made to wear her soiled sheets all day. For talking to others, she was made to kneel for half an hour on the cold ground. When she broke a glass, she was given 3 lashes in front of the whole school. Through all this, she no longer wept. She became tough, lost her Indian, was saved by Christ. Years later, her son sits in a madhouse. He's looking for his spirit, but it left a long time ago. When he is asked in a nice way, he shares his words of madness. How his mum was not really a mum, did not know how to be a mum. She knew, remembered how to punish, and he learned how to be punished. Today she is one of our elders, respected for her suffering. I too have grown up. I hold a ceremony, a naming ceremony. I give Mum her Indian name, Tsakuya, which she shares with my middle daughter. It means she who remembers. And she does. She remembers the punishment. And we are all punished in her memory, even if we are told to kneel and forgive the past. But the past is all we have, and in it we suffer the punishment of a book filled with the Father, the Son, and the ghosts of who we are not. You can snap fingers. How to Bring Down a Room by Joseph Dandurand. My legs are still tapping.
Yeah. Let's see you dance.
No. Probably blow a hamstring or something. Yeah, my mom, when she was 5, she was put on a train in Fort Langley, and she was sent to Cooper Island Residential School. And then she graduated when she was 18 from St. Mary's Residential School, which is just up in Mission, BC. And I wrote a series of poems like a long time ago, but this one's called St. Mary's Number 4. 1955, down by the river, putt and muck fishing. Quiet Sunday afternoon. All the chores have been finished. Catholics are in the field searching for lovely flowers to pick, to smell, to pick. Putt hooks the first one, her little arms holding on, holding, pulling. The fish snaps up into the air and looks around, his eyes staring right at her. Little Indian girl, little fisherman, little gift from above. Her hands grasp the pole, her eyes widen, her breath quickens. Flowers picked out of the earth, snapped at the stem. Noses sniffing the air, searching for the scent of God. All his creations now devoured by humans. Flowers, fish, little Indians with crosses around their necks. Flowers, lovely flowers, fish. It jumps once more and snaps the line, going down to the bottom, down where the water is calm. It rests, swallows the fat worm, unaware of the creation, unaware. Muck gets a nibble, The hairs on his arms stand up. Catholics singing in the fields, songs about glory and salvation. Monk dances the worm, singing his song beneath his breath. He shuffles his feet, trying to remember his dance. Worm dances beneath the water. The salmon spots it, swims towards it. Hunger, dance, song, shuffling the bare brown feet. Fields of flowers, fields of salvation. River, water, fish takes the worm. Fields of song, worm becomes a hook. The salmon snaps his head to the left and then to the right. Hook goes deeper. Mutt pulls. His little Indian arms pulling. His song getting louder. His feet quickening to the beat of the drum inside his head. He pulls. He sings. He shuffles his feet like the old days, like the days back home. He pulls the fish out of the water. He takes a small club-like branch and snaps the fish on top of the head twice. Fish stops. Mutt pulls the hook and what is left of the worm out of the fish's mouth, drops it back into the river. Fields of flowers, songs of glory and salvation. 2 Indian kids on the river's edge, 1955, worms on hooks, songs, drum, paint, memories of home, silently breathing songs of glory. Okay, I'm going to do a happy story for the kids. I know now that I'm a famous writer because my books are sold in Walmart. So, I'll just end with this story and then, yeah. This is called The Girl Who Loved the Birds. Early each morning, a young Kwantlen girl goes outside and collects small sticks. Soon she has a big pile of small sticks, and then she sits down and watches as all the small birds from this island come and take just enough sticks for their nests. The young girl sits there and watches the birds build their nests while she snacks on a piece of bread. She eats half of it, then breaks the other half into small pieces for all the small birds. Each bird comes and takes a small piece and then flies back to its newly built nest. Some days in the afternoon, the young Kwantlen girl goes into the cedar forest to gather moss. As the moss grows, so does she. Before long, the young girl is a young woman tending to the forest and the birds around her. On this day, the young woman has a big pile of moss, and she sits and watches as the eagles from this island come and take just enough moss for their nests. Soon, the whole pile of moss is gone. The young woman sits there watching the eagles build their nests while she eats a piece of smoked fish. She eats only half of the smoked fish, and when the eagles return, the young woman gives each eagle a portion of her food. The eagles then rise up and return to their new nests. Late at night, the woman goes to the river, and there she finds dried wood and starts a fire. She sits there and cooks some fresh fish. Soon all the owls of this island join the woman by the fire. The woman gives each owl a piece of freshly cooked fish. Soon all the owls rise up and carry on into the night in search of food for their young, who sit in their nests and cry for their dinner. One night, just like this one, the Kwantlen woman is no longer young. She's now an old Kwantlen woman who has lived a full life and will soon walk over to the other side. She walks to the forest, sits down, and looks up to the sky. And all the small birds come and sit beside her. Then the eagles come too, and they sit beside the old Quallen woman and whistle at her as if they are singing her a song. Then the owls come, and they sit beside her too. The owls open their massive wings and hug the old woman to keep her warm. As the night comes to an end and a new morning begins, the sun comes out and all the birds are gone. The old Quallen woman is gone too. She has walked over to the other side. On the other side, the old Quallen woman is welcomed by all the birds of the world. The eagles begin to sing a song for her. The old Quallen woman looks up to the sky as every bird takes flight, and soon she too begins to rise up. As the song comes to an end, she opens her wings forever. Thank you so much. I'm just going to sit here all night and performance piece. Thanks, Nicole.
Let's give another round of applause.
Thank you, Joseph. You have to make sure that you add in, next time you build in a we into your poetry. I'll be expecting that now. Thank you. But the first time I heard Joseph was here at an earlier Heartsbeat, and it was Minister Cannon was here and there was again talk about the similarities, as Joseph had shared a story about the salmon of knowledge in his tradition, and then Minister Cannon from Ireland talked about we have a similar story. So it really was a perfect opportunity to sort of see again we have a lot of similarities and shared stories. So we're now going to invite Philomena to come up. And Philomena is born into a large family on the west coast of Ireland and grew up in an atmosphere rich in the Gaelic cultures and traditions. And then when she came to Canada, she found a way to keep this culture alive and stay by storytelling. And I know she's told us she's been here before, and we're delighted to have her back again. Please, Philomena.
Hello, I'm going to try doing this sitting. Usually I sit on a stool, but I thought there's a wrong way of carrying a stool down here.
We can grab you a stool. Do you want a stool? We have a stool. Would you like a stool?
If someone can see me, I should be fine on the chair. Can you all see me? Yeah. Great. Okay. Yeah. I don't like microphones either, but because I like to move around when I'm talking. I'll see them. I'll do it. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah. So, my goodness. Oh, what a great evening so far. My goodness. Oh. I'm quite emotional right now with all the sharing. And thank you to Nicole for inviting me to be here again this year. It's just a heartwarming, Heartsbeat is a heartwarming event here. And I grew up in the west of Ireland, and the story I want to share with you tonight is a very old traditional story, and because it's coming up to Halloween, I thought I'd share a story that's slightly spooky. And this story was collected by a folklorist by the name of Patrick Kennedy. And in the past, the folklorists would go into the homes of the people and collect the stories. Thank goodness they did. Otherwise, we'd never have all these stories that were written down. So they collected the stories from the old people, and they were mostly written down in the Irish language, and then they were translated into English. So I sure appreciate those folklorists who did this. So anyway, I thought I'd start with just a little bit of chorus of a Gaelic song that's well known in Ireland and in Scotland. There's a Scottish and Irish connection. And of course, like many of our songs, it's about I'm missing my beloved. I'm so sad without you. We love. The sadder the songs, the more we like them.
Okay.
There be all I know. There be all I need. There be all Once upon a time, there was a poor widow woman, and she had 3 daughters. And one day, the oldest daughter came to her and she said, "Mother, bake me a cake and boil me up some bacon. I'm going to go out and seek my fortune." The mother prepared the food, and when it was all ready, she said to the daughter, "Will you take half of it with my blessing, or the whole of it without it?" And the daughter said, "Well, the whole is little enough, mother, with or without your blessing." And she took all of the food, and she went without her mother's blessing. And she walked until she was tired and hungry. And she sat down under a tree to eat her food. And an old woman came hobbling along the road, and she asked if she would share some of her food with her. "Well, divil a bit you get from me," said the young woman. "What I have is little enough for myself." And the old woman went away, sorrowful. When she had finished her food, that oldest daughter, she continued on, and that evening she came to a farmhouse. And the woman of the house welcomed her in, and she gave her some supper. And then she said to her, she said, "In the morning I will give you a pocket full of gold and a pocket full of silver if you will sit with the corpse of my son that's lying in the next room." And the young woman agreed to do that. And she went in and she sat by the fire. From time to time she looked over at the corpse that was lying there in the room. And then the house settled down for the night. And on the stroke of 12, suddenly the corpse rose up from where he was lying. And he walked over to where the young woman was sitting. And he tapped her on the shoulder and he said, "All alone, fair maid?" Well, she was so frightened. She couldn't speak. And again, he said, "All alone, fair maid?" But again, she was so frightened she couldn't speak. And the third time, he spoke the words. But again, she could not utter a word. She was so frightened. And when he had asked her 3 times, he tipped her again on the shoulder, and she was turned into a flagstone right there on the hearth. Well, sometime later, the second daughter came to her mother and asked her if she would prepare that same food. And the mother prepared the food. And the second daughter left without her mother's blessing. And she took all of the food with her. And she too met the old woman along the road, and she did not share her food with her. And she too came to that farmhouse. And she made the same bargain with the woman of the house. And when the stroke of midnight came, the corpse rose up again from where he was lying. And he tipped her on the shoulder and he asked her, "All alone, fair maid?" And again she was too frightened to answer him. And when he had asked her 3 times, she too was turned into a flagstone right there on the hearth. Well, sometime later, when her sisters did not come home again, the youngest daughter came to her mother and she said, "Bake me a cake, mother, and boil me up some bacon. I want to go and see if I can find my sisters." And the mother prepared the food, and she said, "Will you take half of the food with my blessing, or the whole of it without?" "Oh, mother," said the youngest daughter, "I must have your blessing." And she took half of the food, and she set off on her journey, and she walked until she was tired and hungry, and she sat down under the tree to have her lunch. And the old woman came hobbling along the road, and she asked if she would share her food with her. And the young third daughter said, "Well, it's little I have, but what I have I will share with you." And the old woman smiled and she sat down beside her and they shared the food together. And when they were finished, the old woman got up to leave. But before she left, she turned to the young woman and she said, if ever you need me, I will be there to help you." And then she walked away. And the young woman came to that same farmhouse, and the woman of the house brought her in and gave her a fine supper. And then she brought her in and asked her the same question, that she would give her a pocket full of gold and a pocket full of silver the next morning if she would take care and sit with the corpse of her son that was lying in the next room. And the young woman agreed to do that. And the woman of the house brought her in and sat her by the fire. And there was a cat there and a dog, and there was apples and nuts there on the table. And the young woman, she played with the cat and the dog, and ever so often she would look over to where the corpse was lying, and she thought to herself, how sad that someone so young should be dead. And oh, he was lovely to look upon. When the family settled down for the night, when the clock struck 12, the corpse rose up from where he was lying, and he went over to where she was sitting by the fire, and he tipped her on the shoulder, and he said, "All alone, fair maid?" Well, she was quick to answer him. "Well, all alone I'm not," she said. I have the little dog Deuce and the pussycat. I have apples there to roast and nuts to crack. I'm all alone I'm not." "Oh," said he, "a woman of courage, I see." But will you have the courage? Will you have the courage to go where I must go now? For I have to cross over a soggy, marshy bog, and from there I have to go through a forest of fire. And when I come out through that, I have to go down into a cavern of horrors. And when I come out of there, I have to climb up a glass mountain. And from the top of that, I must leap right down into the ocean. "Well, wherever you go, I'll follow you," she said, "because I promised your mother I'd look out for you." Well, he tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. And suddenly he leaped out through the window. It was gone, and she leaped out right after him. And they walked along together until they came to these beautiful green hills that were before them. And the young man called out, "Open, open, green hills, and let the light of the green hills come through." And she spoke up and she said, "And let the fair maid come too." And suddenly the hills opened up. And there they were, right by the marshy bog. And the corpse just skipped right over it. And while she was trying to figure out how she was going to get across without sinking, she felt a person beside her. She felt somebody beside her, and she looked around, and there was the old woman. And she lifted up her stick, and she touched the soles of her shoes, and they started to grow in every direction a little bit. And she was able to walk right over that marshy bog without sinking. And as soon as she got to the other side, there was the forest of fire. But there too was the old woman, and she had a dark, damp cloak that she wrapped all around that young woman. And she went right through that forest of fire, and not a hair on her head was burned. But now she had to go down into that cavern of horror, where she would have heard frightful crying and weeping. But the old woman came to her again and filled her ears with wax. But she did see some frightful things with blue vapor all around them. And she felt the sharp rocks and the slimy backs of toads and snakes. But finally, she came out into the sunlight again, and there was the glass mountain, and the corpse was halfway up it already. But there was the old woman again, and she touched the soles of her shoes once more and made them really sticky, and she was able to climb up that glass mountain. And there was the corpse standing at the top of it. And he turned to her and he said, "Now go back to my mother and tell her all you did to do her bidding. Farewell," he said. And then he leaped right off the glass mountain down into the raging sea. And she, without a second thought, leaped right down after him. Well, when she hit the water, she was trying to heal, as we say in Ireland, a bit trying to heal, like a little bit confused. But then she came to her senses, and she could see that they were sinking down and down through the water, and they could see a green light down below them, and down and further down and down they went. And now that green light was up above them, and they were right down at the bottom of the sea. And when she looked around, she was in a beautiful meadow with beautiful flowers growing all about it. And she was leaning up against the side of the corpse. And then she could feel her eyes getting really heavy. And though she tried so hard to stay awake, she soon fell into a deep sleep. When she awoke, she was back at the farmhouse. She was in a bed at the farmhouse, and there was the woman of the house and the corpse. Except when she looked more closely, he wasn't a corpse any longer. And then they told her the story of what had happened. It was a witch. A witch had taken great liking. She had taken a great liking to the young man. And when he refused to have anything to do with her, she cast a spell on him that left him in a place between life and death, until a young woman would come along who had the courage to do what she had just done. And they thanked her. And they asked her if there was anything that they could do for her. And she said that she would like to have her sisters back. And so the sisters were given their own shapes back again. And they were each given their pocket full of gold and their pocket full of silver. And they were sent on their way home. And maybe they were better after that. But I doubt it. As for the young woman, well, she got to marry that handsome young man. And I'm sure that they lived for many years in great happiness and great joy and great contentment. And if they didn't, I hope that all of us here will. And that is the story of the Corpse Watchers. Shilly Musqueam, Gurabahada. Thank you.
That's what I figured. Thank you, Philomena. It was a great story. Thank you for sharing that. As we said, we have a guest here this week that wouldn't normally be here, and we're thrilled to have him with us. Manchán Magan is an Irish writer and documentary storyteller who's visiting Vancouver this week, and a few of us went to see his show, the sold-out show at the Cult. It was called Áran agus which is bread and butter. And it's a theatrical performance where he bakes sourdough for 70 minutes and talks about it, but offers insights into the wonders of the Irish language. And then Manchán, Cathy and I were fortunate to go to visit Musqueam yesterday and visit with Elder Larry Grant and Vanessa Campbell from the language department, and to discuss we sat and listened. Cathy and I listened. Manchán discussed with Elder Grant and Vanessa the similarities of connection between language and land for both of our cultures. So it was a really very wonderful meeting we had, and we're very appreciative of the time that Elder Grant and Vanessa gave us. But I'd now like to invite Manchán up to share some of his thoughts about the connection of language to landscape and community. Please welcome him.
Muíochas Ochri, Manchán Magan is Anonymous, so thank you Ochri from my heart, again, heartbeats Ochri. So, Thomson Shahanyo, the word Mihin Ham Uncle, Kera Gloin Sheed. I'm here today because of my great-granduncle, 4 generations back. He was named Geagon O'Reilly. He was born in 1670, in the 17th century. And he was the last of the old bardic school. In other words, the last of the poets and the bards who had kept the knowledge alive, the genealogy alive, the stories alive, the connection to landscape and the stories about the climate that had happened over thousands of years. So his culture had managed to keep it alive for thousands of years. Ach, bin dera leis sin, honig dera umlán leis shachtu hiel. It died entirely. That knowledge and wisdom died in the 17th century with him. Ach, daidig leis marachtant hoste iarher na. It managed to survive in the very west coast of Ireland, the most remote, the rockiest, the boggiest bits of Ireland, where the colonisers didn't want. So, although my lineage, Geagon O'Reilly, had died out with him, it survived in others. And then my grandfather, and my great-granduncle, and my granny brought the knowledge back. That's the reason that I have the language and the culture today. Ach an rud is táchtaí go bhfuil caint faoi ná anam na héireann. The thing I'd like to focus on today is the name Ireland itself. In Irish, it's Éire. So Ireland, Éire, land. The Vikings came in the 9th century. They stole a lot from us and they changed us, but they changed the name from Éire to Ireland. And what Éire, or Ire, is, she's a goddess. She's a goddess, and Éire means the abundant one, the pregnant one. And what we get from this creation myth is that Éire was fostered, because fosterage was a key element in our culture, was fostered by Cuddle the round-breasted. Cuddle the round-breasted, an otherworldly being, an otherworldly god. And Cuddle means a shapeshifter. It also means a cuttlefish. There's a cuttlefish, a squid-like animal, that changes skin underwater. So Cuddle the round-breasted, he nourished Éire. And it's said that he went to the top of Beaun Huddle, the hill of Cuddle, the hill of the shapeshifter. And he nourished her, he fed her, and he made sure she was getting stronger. But as he did, when he fed her, the mountain rose up. The mountain rose up so high that it said that poor Cuddle's skin was in danger of being burnt by the sun, and that the wind was in danger of blowing her ears out. So basically she got so high that she was up at the level of the sun. Now geologists now tell us that there was a time Ireland was at the level of Everest. It was in a different place in these glacial times. Somehow, by coincidence or not, our people kept this knowledge alive through languages, through different cultures, through different generations. So, Tom Tolas Shinagwin Fiero, we have this information about Éire. But we also have information about the 3 other goddesses who were with her, because everything about our culture is about the goddess. Later, we became to see this as the Cailleach, as the witch, as a dark thing, when we realised when sort of a patriarchy, when men came and put women down, and the Cailleach became an evil thing, but the goddess was everything. And so, Éire, as I said, was the ultimate goddess. She had 2 sisters, Bamba and Fola. They were both equally abundant, life-giving manifestations of the soil. And then there was Anya, and Anya was another ultimate goddess. And Anya means brightness or shining. Anya is the sun. Anya is the sun coming from the south and warming up Ireland 10,000 years ago so that we could land there, so the first settlers could come there 10,000 years ago. And so still today, Anya and Éire and Bamba and Fola, the goddesses of the supernatural beings who lived on our island before we settlers came 10,000 years ago, they're still there. Ach taid fuiam dalav, they're under the ground. Agus tá siad na einacha, they're in the rivers. Agus tá siad na tubracha, they're in the wells. So Ireland has more sacred wells, more holy wells than any other country on earth. We've managed to keep those wells alive, and it was the women who kept the knowledge alive. So I said, first Christianity came and tried to stamp out the knowledge of those wells. And then the Vikings came, and then the Normans came, and then the English came. And every one of them tried to control us and tried to distance us from our culture. But the wells, the tubracha, were remained alive. The sacredness was remained in them. And so today, every single river in Ireland, in Irish, in the Irish language, has a female name. They're all female. And most are actually goddesses. So the main river in Ireland is Shannon, the Shannon River. Shannon is a goddess. The other great river is Boyne, Boinda, another goddess. The Erne is another goddess. Etna is another goddess. So these rivers, we managed, despite all of the forces coming in to trying to change us, trying to take us away from who we were, the stories and the myths kept the knowledge alive. Ach farir forvoragain tá sé sin caillte níos. But alas, for most of us, that's now lost. We've lost that connection. And so what do we do? What do Irish people do in our land? We pollute our land. We pollute our rivers. We pollute our fields. So in some ways, as a European country, we're lucky, because we've remained, some elements of Ireland in the far west have kept the stories alive. We've kept the music alive. We've kept elements of the dance alive, although it's changed a lot since the original dance. Ach an rud atá uing in ish, the thing that we need now, ná cower agus chor chun casa rash go gnolas to be a gwyn. What we need now is cower, help, agus chor, and direction to learn to turn back to the things we have. Agus tá rud a gwine cuma gur féidir linga cower huirt a rinella. We have something that we can also give help and direction to other people. Agus sé sin tá our realtas féin a gwine. We now have our own government. in having been controlled by so many different people for so long. We now have a seat in the EU. We often have a seat in the UN. So it's our responsibility as Irish people to go out and meet other cultures around the world and to remember the culture that we had that was taken from us, but then to use our renewed power and our relative wealth to aid all those other cultures that are in the same process. Mar sin is mór an honor domsa neamh, tacht go háid an torcha. And so it is a tremendous honour for me today to come to an event like this. Gwilym da chultúr ag tacht le chéile, agus ag masca, agus ag nasca an tolas agus an sebrata onin. At a time where the two cultures and different cultures and different backgrounds are coming together and combining and seeding and weaving and mixing the wisdom that we have inside us. Mavila buechas.
Thanks, Nigel. Really appreciate that. I think now we are going to, we're going to take, yep, okay. She's given me the sign of the drum. So you need to give us, 5 minutes. We have to do a quick set change here. Go grab another coffee, use the washroom, chat amongst yourselves for a few minutes while Musqueam and Ceól Abú get set up. Thank you.
That's my wolf howl. A wolf howls, the leader of a wolf howls when he gathers the group to go hunting. In this case, it's for us to sing and drum. Thank you.
Adelasis. We are the lexwst'í drum group. We are part of the Carnegie Community Centre, and we're very proud to be here tonight to finish off the exciting program of Heartbeats with Ceól Abú. As we shared earlier, lexwst'í is a group that was formed out of the love of Heartbeats. We came together to share language, to share song, to share dance, to share storytelling, and most importantly, what's really important for all of us to know is that within this group, we are from many different nations. We are from the Haida Nation, Kwakwakwa, Gusbu, Nuhulk, Gitsan, Kidisu, Nishka, Wet'suwet'en. Also, in the spirit of reconciliation, we have non-Indigenous members in our group who have come together to learn the importance of song, to learn the importance of connection to our ancestral lands, and most importantly, to learn about the protocols that we have been taught and have carried on for generations and generations within our families, around how we use songs within our program, how we use language, and how we have to look after it. And with that is the lexwst'í name. Lexwst'í is a Hokumelam name. Lexwst'í was a name that was gifted to us by our friends from the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. They gave us the opportunity to take that name and to carry it with us in our hearts. Lexwst'í means always singing, so we are the always singing drum group. And we are here tonight to share with you a few songs with the lexwst'í group, and then a few songs you'll hear from Ceól Abú, and then we're going to do a few songs to end the evening off together. Here we go, and the next song will be sung by Mar.
Yeah, here you go. Here's the
The next song that will be singing is called Thank You Grandmothers from the Ojibwe Nation. We got permission from Aline LaFlamme to sing this song. And we're going to sing 4 rounds and call different people. It's a prayer song. Thank you.
Yes.
everybody being here and people that provide food.
I'm thankful for the heartbeats and for Ceól Abú to be here today with us. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here, and thank you for helping us celebrate the heartbeat. Thank you.
So with that being said, this was going to be our opportunity of saying thank you to Terry and Savannah. Terry and Savannah had to leave. Well, Savannah was going to still be here, but unfortunately they left, right, Colleen? Yeah. So we had two people we really wanted to thank. Terry and Savannah for their wonderful dedication to sticking with the Heart of the City Festival for 20 plus years. So we have a blanket for them with some cedar, which is a really important part of our West Coast culture. And the other person we really wanted to thank publicly was Isaac. So Isaac, come on up. We really wanted to thank Isaac. As you saw in the film, it was Isaac who had the idea of bringing myself and Susie together. So Isaac, on behalf of Heartsbeat team, we would like to say Ceól Abú.
Put it on!
It's a wolf. Isaac, it really means a lot that you came to spend the evening with us. And I'm really lucky and honored. Isaac is actually, I'm from the same village as Isaac. So I'm able to speak Hutt-Kill once in a while and just ask him if what I'm saying sounds kind of right. So, Isaac, you really mean a lot to us. We love you very much. Dangdi Koyeda.
Nicole and public sharing for this presentation. This means a real lot to me because my great-grandfather was Irishman, and I always wanted to remember him, and this is one of the ways that I thought of talking to Susie and sharing our shared culture, dance, music, and stories. Oh.
Isaac. And we'll leave this blanket. This is for Terry and Savannah. Colleen, did you want to take it on behalf of them? It's important for us also to acknowledge the Heart of the City Festival crew tonight. We had Colleen and Maya. We also had Andy, Bill, Kimmett, and Nicole and Chris and Luke are in the house. So we're appreciative for everybody's support to make tonight happen. Drum for the Children song. This is a song which is from the Kamloops Secwépemc Nation. It's a song that was gifted out to everyone in honor of the 215 children's voices that were finally heard at the Kamloops Residential School. Feel free to sing along, and they actually also encourage people to learn the song. So you're able to go onto the Kamloops Secwépemc website and you can look up and you'll be able to hear the song. You're welcome to sing along too. Here we go. That was in honor of the children's voices being heard, for survivors, and for the children who never made it home. I saw Stephen, so thank you for that remembrance there, Stephen. We are now going to sing one of our newer songs. We debuted it at an event at Frog Hollow. We usually actually, at this point, start singing the Hooligan song. So it's a song that we get everybody up singing and dancing. We have a new one. So we're going to give it a shot. It's the Animal Bird Fun song. And it's a song that was gifted from my aunt, Maureen Brown, up in Hattagwai. And it's in Hodkill. So the song is saying, I will dance like, and we'll name different animals. So this is your opportunity to stand up and do some dancing, like animals. So I think within our collection, we're gonna have Mar and Priscilla showing us all how to dance. So come on up to the front, Mar and Priscilla are wonderful dancers. Right, Priscilla? Okay, here we go. I hope people aren't disappointed we're not gonna do the hooligan. Or maybe we can do it with Ceól Abú. We don't know. We can maybe do it with Ceól Abú. So, it goes like this. So for example, the raven. I dance like the raven. So it'll be Yoth, Gina, Palung, Geagon, which means I dance like the raven. So you can think in your mind, how does a raven dance? How does a raven dance? A raven has wings, a raven hops. So this is your opportunity as audience members to think of how you would dance like a raven. I know another one will be Bigfoot, which is Gigi. So I will dance like a Sasquatch. Gigi, Ginan, Talam, Geagon. So Gigi, Talam, Ginan, Geagon. Okay, and then I think there's going to be a couple of other ones that we're going to throw out there. So we're going to give this a shot. When we sang this at Frog Hollow, the kids absolutely loved it. And actually the audience, they were all dancing, everyone was dancing. So I know you've all been sitting for a while, so we're gonna give this a try. Feel free, if you're comfortable in getting up and dancing, Priscilla and Mar will do some modeling for us, and you're welcome to join along. Here we go. Hey, hey, yeah. Okay, go, Raph. Go, Raph. everyone, so maybe next year everybody can dance with us. Lots of cats, Sasquatches, whales, ravens. So it's a good song for us to actually learn language, and also for us to be able to teach language. So if you repeated any of the words that you heard today, you were actually speaking Hadkil, which is a dialect of Northern Haida, where Isaac is from. So, and me. So, but yeah, so it's one of our language sharing songs. All right, we're going to sing one more song, and then Ceól Abú will have the floor.
Cherokee morning song. Oh. Ceól Abú will take the stage. And then we're going to come back again together soon. I just wanted to also mention, as you're leaving this space, we do have a thank you witnessing gift. It's really important in our culture that we honor you for coming to spend time with us. So the Carnegie, the Indigenous programs have worked really hard creating these over the past few months. There is a medicine bag, which was sewn by our elders group, and inside are the 4 medicines: tobacco, sage, sweetgrass, and cedar. So that's for you to keep. You can wear it, you can keep it in your pocket. In our culture,
It's used when you need that extra bit of support. It's used if you're having a tough day, or if you need a day that you're having a really good day, and you hold on to this medicine, and it will give you support and strength. And then you'll notice the medicine will stop working. And that's when you can take it, it's all cotton, and you can bury it by a tree, or you can throw it into a river, empty it out, or if you have access to a way of burning it, you can also burn it. And then all of that negative energy and all those thoughts will be on its way. Also inside are buttons with our beautiful design, Heartbeat design, which was created by Sam. You can see it around the room. And Igor worked really hard making the buttons over the past little while. And then also inside are giveaways which were created by the community. So we have a lot of community programs here, and Mar and Les and Pat have worked really hard with Chris, creating beautiful necklaces or keychains, something just for you to remember for today. So please make sure you grab one on your way out, and it will just be adding to your memory-making moments for tonight. Without further ado, Ceól Abú.
Okay, we're Ceól Abú. We've got Blake, Tony, Jenny, Peter, Denise, Sal, and myself. We're missing Rick. Unfortunately, he caught COVID, as many people seem to be doing these days, but we hope he's watching, and we wish him to get well soon. We're going to start with some reels, Danny O'Donnell's Cedar of Lebanon and Milner's Daughter. And Peter's going to take it away. follow that with a set of slip jigs, Hardy Man the Fiddler, Snowy Path, and the last one is called Comb Your Hair and Curl It. I don't know who comes up with these names, I really don't, but anyway. So we're going to do a song. This is a traditional Irish song which originates in the Gaeltacht area in the northwest of County Donegal, and it talks about a small boat. This brings me back to my school days because I learned this years ago in school and never really knew what it was about, but anyway, and now here I am doing it again. But it talks about a small boat owned by a man called Phelim in English, who's fishing between Gola Island and Tory Island, which are both off the coast of Donegal. And in the last verse, his boat breaks on Tory Island with him and his fish on board. We're left hanging, not knowing whether he made it home with his fish, but we like to think he did anyway. Body Nile me demi gogola, body Nile me spell me out. Body Nile me demi gogola, body Nile me spell me out. Body bina, body biosa, body boya, body Nile me, body dear, body biosa, body Nile me spell me out. Body Nile me demi gogola, body Nile me spell me out. Body Nile me demi gogola, body Nile me spell me out. Body bina, body biosa, body boya, body Nile me, body dear, body biosa, body Bardin Isle be brisha I tori is gervor agus fela meow. Bardin Isle be brisha I tori is gervor agus fela meow. Bardin bila, bardin biosa, bardin bahia, bardin Isle be bardin dira, bardin biola, bardin Isle be spila meow. Thank you. So we speed it up now by doing a few jigs. The Girl from the Big House, The Humours of Glendart, and Seamus Cooley's. And this is going to be led by Jenny. Familiar to a lot of people, but if you don't know it anyway, you can join in the chorus. It's called Now Tell Me Ma, and Blake will lead it away.
I'll tell thee, Ma, when I go home, the boys won't leave, the girls alone. My hair stole my tone, that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she's the belle of Belfast City. She is Gordon, 1, 2, 3, please won't you tell me who is she? Albert Mooney says he loves her, all the boys are fighting for her. Knock at the door and the ring and the bell sing, oh my dear, are you well? Out she jumps as white as snow, rings on her fingers and bells on her ears. Oh, Jenny Martin says she'll die, doesn't get the feather with the wind. Tell me now when I go home, that will leave the girls alone. They pull my hair and stole my comb, that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is orphan, went to blue, please won't you tell me who is she? Let the wind and the rain and the hail blow high, snow come tumbling from the sky. She's as sweet as apple pie, she'll get her own lad by and by. When she gets a lad of her own, she won't tell her mom when she comes home. Let them all come as they will, it's Albert Mooney she loves still. Tell me now when I go home, boys don't leave the girls alone. They pull my hair, stole my comb, that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is an orphan, won't you please won't you tell me who is she? Tell me now when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pulled my hair, stole my comb, that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is an orphan, won't you please won't you tell me who is she?
And the last set we're going to do is a couple of short reels again, Kiss the Maid Behind the Barrel, and Lucy's Campbell. And then we're going to invite Ceól to come up, and we're going to do some song, a couple of tunes together. So, on to the reels, led by Tony.
ask you a question though. Could you introduce the members of the band?
Sure.
And how long they've been playing? Get them to say something about how long they've been playing. And what's that instrument at the end?
This is a goat skin drum. It's an Irish drum called the bodhrán.
Get them to introduce it and tell them a bit about their instrument if they want to.
Sure, sure.
Thanks.
We can do a quick, yeah.
So I'm Blake. I'm a bodhrán player. I've been playing it now for probably 20 years. It's the heartbeat of Celtic music, just as we are.
Okay.
Tony Dawson, flute player. This is what was originally the classical flute before the silver flutes were invented in the Kenny Irish tradition, late 1800s.
Hi there, I'm so glad to be here. My name's Jenny White. This is a concertina. I've been playing this music for maybe 25 years or so. It's so lovely to be here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hi there, I'm Peter, and I've been playing this music for about 30 years or so. And this is a fiddle, which differs from a violin because it's dirty. That's the only difference. And thank you for being here.
I'm Denise, I'm a fiddle player. I was born in the southwest corner of Ireland where we weren't really invaded, so we kept the music alive. And here I am with my fiddle given to me by my mother.
Wow.
Can you put it up a bit? Great. Wow.
My name is Ceól Gallagher and I'm from County Mayo in the west of Ireland. And I'm playing backing tonight, but I often play concertina, which is what Jenny's playing over there. And I guess it's first cousin of the accordion, lead instrument. And when I was growing up, my mum played the concertina and my dad played box accordion, so by osmosis, some of it's soaked in. So that's how I'm here.
I'm Irish Courtney. This is a bodhrán, the Irish drum. I've only been playing this, I haven't been playing this for so long. I didn't play it in Ireland actually. I only started playing it when I came over here 35 years ago. So I've been playing it maybe about 10, 15 years. So anyway, thank you. Thanks for your interest. So let's get Musqueam up and let's do something together. Let's finish off the night with a...
Here we go. Come on up, Louisa. Go over by Les. Pat, you can head over by Les. Sure. Sorry? Ralph, you have to come on out, buddy. Okay, we're going to get ready to play our last few songs. Raph, just be careful. I feel since we took the time to introduce Ceól Abú, we should also take the time to introduce Musqueam. So what we'll do is we'll pass the mic along.
I see Nelson, Kwakwakwakyo, Festival, and you.
How long have you been drumming for?
Since 2009, I started it off.
Hey, chocolate. You go up on the
skirmish to the core can waffles the worst for me. When I said is that I speak our language, my kids' language, and now trying to teach Nicole how to speak my language.
Actually, yes, she is speaking her language, and she's teaching me as well. And I think part of one of our songs is us getting to learn. So if we're running late, let's just run late and get Louisa to share and teach you all her favorite word. Micha Sinkla. Okay, you're going to say it again. Hold on. And what does Micha Sinkla mean, Louisa?
Teach me.
A very important word. Louisa's teaching me all the good ones.
Hi, my name is Mara from the Gitsan Nation. My traditional name is Geagon from the House of Kaiwas.
How long have you been drumming for?
I've been drumming for probably almost 30 years.
Wow.
I was drumming with different groups and had to learn how to do it down here, like down in Vancouver. And I learned a lot of the cultures here too, because we weren't allowed to use it before. So it's amazing to learn how to sing and speak out. And sometimes I forget the songs. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Pat Ma. I'm not Aboriginal and I'm from China. And I learned how to drum when the drum book started.
Hi, my name is Raphael, and I'm from Philippines, and I've been drumming since 2017.
Hi, my name is Sam McKay, my English name, and my traditional name is Tani Ismail. I'm from the Musqueam Nation. I'm also an artist, resident artist. I'm the one that designed I designed most of my regalia. I also designed the backs of our regalia. I've been drumming since I was a little kid. And I started with the Musqueam here when they started, 5-6 years ago. Yeah, I also drum with my own people, the Musqueam people.
Hi, my name is Igor Maro. I'm from Croatia. And I'm in Carnegie 43 years and in Canada 53 years. And I'm with Stephen for 5 years.
Did you say it's okay? So see, Priscilla, I don't have a traditional name or whatever chief name, but I have many nicknames. Monkey, Maze. The Brez boys called me Schmuck, which I did not like. I'm a single mom, a visual artist. What I enjoy the most is theater. I'm a community theater performer, a writer, and I've been part of the lexwst'í as of yesterday.
I think it's been a little longer since yesterday. Okay, and everyone, you all know me. I'm Nicole. Hinu, Golkejad Hinu Geagon, Golden Spruce Woman from Slinglana's clan. And I've been drumming since 2017 with everyone you see here. Also, there was a few other members who have passed on that we drum in their memory. And as I shared, the reason I started drumming is because connecting with my culture and my aunt, I asked her, how can I really start to learn the language? And she said, it's always been inside of you, and that I just need to start drumming. So I came back down to Vancouver from Haida Gwaii. I said, let's start a drum group, and here we are. So this is lexwst'í.
I also wanted to add, Babi, Gitsan, and mostly Watsorin, and I grew up with my late paternal grandparents who went to Lee Jack Residential School, but they kept the language and they kept their humor. And that's what I really enjoyed the most, is their humor and the story of the land. So have fun, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the festival.
And this is one you can all clap along to.
I think, have come and enjoyed the longest heartbeat we've ever had. Again, much appreciation to all the Heart of the City crew, the kitchen crew, Ceól Abú, our wonderful guests, Philomena, Mary, Joseph, the O'Brien dancers, the Haidas, lexwst'í, and my wonderful co-host, Eilish, who did a beautiful job of introducing Cathy and Mancon, and we're just really happy that everyone came. We do not say goodbye in our language, we say we will see you again. Actually, it means my spirit will connect with your spirit again. So, Hausan Delant Kingson, have a safe trip home, everyone. How